Never trust an enemy. Part 1. The Peaceful Village. In a quiet village called Darpur, people lived simple lives. They worked in the fields, cared for their animals, and helped each other. The village was surrounded by green hills, and a small river flowed nearby. Children played in the fields, and elders sat under big trees, telling old stories. Among the villagers lived a young man named Ravi. He was strong, kind, and brave. Everyone liked him because he always helped others. He lived with his mother, Leela, in a small mud house near the river. Ravi's father had died many years ago, fighting in a war far away. Ravi loved his village and wanted to protect it. Every day, he trained with a wooden sword, practicing his moves. His dream was to become a soldier one day, just like his father. One evening, as the sun was setting, Ravi noticed smoke rising from the other side of the hills. He stood still and stared. Something didn't feel right. "I'll go and check," Ravi told his mother. Leela looked worried, but nodded. "Be careful, son," she said. Ravi packed some food and water and started walking toward the smoke. Part 2. A Stranger in the Woods. Ravi climbed over the hills as the sky grew darker. The smoke was now clearer, rising high in the air. As he got closer, he saw something shocking. A small camp made of black tents and fires burning. Strange men with swords and armor were gathered there. They were not villagers. They were outsiders, enemies. Ravi hid behind a rock and watched. The men spoke a different language. Their clothes were dirty and their eyes looked cruel. One of them shouted, "We attack the village at sunrise. Take everything." Ravi's heart beat fast. He knew he had to warn his people. As he turned to run, he heard a sound. Someone was behind him. A hand grabbed his shoulder. "Wait," a voice said. Ravi turned around quickly, ready to fight. But what he saw surprised him. A young man stood there. He looked like one of the enemy soldiers, but his face was soft and calm. "I'm not like them," the man whispered. "My name is Zafir. I want to help you." Ravi didn't trust him. "Why would you help me?" he asked. "I was taken from my village by their leader. They forced me to join them, but I don't want to hurt people," Zafir said. Ravi looked into his eyes. Zafir seemed honest, but Ravi remembered what his father once told him. Never trust an enemy. Still, Ravi needed information. "If you are telling the truth, prove it," he said. Zafir nodded. "Follow me. I'll show you their weapons and their leader's tent." "That's their leader's tent. He has maps and battle plans inside," Zafir said. "He wants to take over many villages." Ravi memorized everything. He needed to return home fast. "I'm going now," Ravi said. "If you're really good, come with me." Zafir looked scared. "If they find me gone, they'll kill me." "Then stay here," Ravi replied. "But if you tricked me, I'll make sure you pay." Zafir lowered his eyes. "I understand." Ravi ran back through the hills, his mind full of worry. Part 3. Warning the village. Ravi reached Darpur just before midnight. He was tired, but he didn't stop. He went straight to the village square and rang the big bell. One by one, the villagers woke up and came outside. "What is happening?" asked the village chief, an old man named Suraj. "There is danger," Ravi said loudly. "I saw enemy soldiers camping near the hills. They plan to attack our village at sunrise." Gasps filled the air. People looked at each other with fear. "They are many," Ravi continued. "But if we act now, we can protect our homes." Suraj nodded slowly. "We must prepare. We will gather all strong men. The women and children will hide in the forest near the river." Everyone began to move quickly. Ravi helped the men build barriers using logs and stones. They sharpened tools and sticks to use as weapons. Some villagers climbed trees to watch the road from the hills. Just before dawn, everything was ready. The village was quiet. Everyone waited. Then they came. The enemy soldiers marched down the hill, shouting and waving swords. But they were surprised. The villagers were ready. Ravi stood in front, brave like a lion. "This is our home," he shouted. "You will not take it." The battle began. It was hard and scary. The enemy was strong, but the villagers fought with heart. Ravi led them with great courage. He blocked attacks and saved many people. Slowly, the enemy began to fall back. But then something strange happened. From the back of the enemy group, Ravi saw a familiar face, Zafir. He was fighting with the enemy soldiers. Ravi's heart sank. Part 4. The Face of Betrayal. Ravi could not believe his eyes. Zafir, the young man who said he wanted peace, was now fighting on the enemy's side. He had a sword in his hand and was shouting orders to the other soldiers. Ravi felt angry. "He lied to me," he whispered to himself. He was one of them all along. The battle continued. Villagers were tired, but they did not give up. Ravi fought harder than ever. He knew he had to protect his people and stop Zafir. Suddenly, Zafir saw Ravi and walked toward him. Their eyes met. "You betrayed me," Ravi said, gripping his sword. Zafir looked calm. "No, I warned you, didn't I? You were ready for the attack because of me, but I couldn't run away from them. If I didn't return, they would have killed my family." Ravi didn't lower his sword. "You still chose to fight us." Zafir nodded slowly. "I didn't want to, but I had no choice. I hoped your village would be strong enough to win." Ravi's hands shook with anger and pain. "Never trust an enemy," he said. "My father told me that." Zafir stepped back. "Do what you must." Just then, a group of enemy soldiers charged at Ravi from behind. Zafir saw them and shouted, "Behind you!" Then he jumped forward and blocked the attack with his own body. Ravi froze. Zafir fell to the ground, bleeding. "I didn't want to hurt you," Zafir whispered. "I tried to help in my own way." Then his eyes closed. The battle ended soon after. The villagers, filled with strength and rage, chased away the remaining enemies. Many were hurt, but the village stood strong. After the battle, Ravi stood over Zafir's body. His feelings were mixed. Anger, sadness, confusion. Was he truly a friend or still an enemy? Ravi asked himself. Part 5. Questions in the Heart. After the battle, the sun rose slowly over Darpur. The village was quiet. Smoke rose from the broken fences, and the air smelled of fire and dust. But the villagers were alive, and the enemy was gone. Ravi helped carry the wounded to the healer's hut. Some had cuts, some had broken bones, and many had lost friends or family. But they were safe now, thanks to their courage and thanks to Ravi. Suraj, the village chief, came to Ravi and said, "You saved us. We owe you our lives." Ravi shook his head. "I only did what I had to, but there's something I don't understand." He looked at the ground, where Zafir's body lay under a blanket. "He lied to me. He said he wanted peace, then he fought against us. But in the end, he saved my life. Who was he really?" Suraj looked at Zafir's body and said, "That is the danger of trusting an enemy. You never know their heart. Maybe he wanted to help, but maybe he also feared his own people. In war, some people change sides, and some are caught in between." Ravi nodded slowly. "Still, I feel sorry for him." That evening, Ravi went alone to the hill. He buried Zafir near a quiet tree far from the village. He placed a small stone over the grave and said, "I don't know what you truly were, but I hope you find peace now." Ravi sat under the tree for a long time. His mind was full of thoughts. He remembered his father's words again, "Never trust an enemy." But what if the enemy is also a victim? Ravi wondered. Part 6. A New Beginning. Days passed. The people of Darpur worked together to rebuild their village. Fences were repaired, homes were cleaned, and the fields were planted again. Though many were still sad, they were thankful to be alive. Ravi became a hero in the village. People respected him for his bravery and leadership. But Ravi stayed quiet. He spent many evenings by the river, thinking about the battle, about Zafir, and about trust. One day, a group of travelers came to the village. Among them was an old woman. She looked tired and weak. When she saw Ravi, she began to cry. "You knew my son," she said. "His name was Zafir." Ravi's heart stopped. "You're his mother?" She nodded. "He was taken by the soldiers. He was kind, always helping others. I prayed he would come home." Ravi didn't know what to say. Finally, he said softly, "Your son saved my life, even after fighting against me. He died with honor." The woman cried more, but her eyes showed peace. "Thank you for telling me," she whispered. "Now I can sleep at night." She left a small necklace with Ravi. "He wore this when he was a child," she said. "Keep it in his memory." After she left, Ravi held the necklace tightly. For the first time, he smiled. Part 7. Lessons of the Heart. Months went by, the seasons changed. The village grew stronger. Children played again, and laughter returned to the air. Ravi continued to train with his sword. He taught the younger boys how to protect the village. He told them about courage, honor, and danger. But he also told them something else. "Never trust an enemy," he would say. "But don't forget, they are human too. Sometimes they hide kindness behind fear. Sometimes they lie. But sometimes they try to do the right thing." The boys listened, their eyes wide with wonder. "Then how do we know?" one boy asked. "You don't," Ravi said. "You watch, you listen, you trust slowly, and you always protect your people first." The boys nodded. Ravi looked toward the hills, where the battle had once taken place. Life had returned there too. Birds sang, trees grew. The past was not forgotten, but it was no longer full of hate. Part 8. The Last Message. Years passed in the village of Darpur. Ravi grew older and wiser. He became the new chief after Suraj passed away. Under his leadership, the village became even stronger. People from nearby places came to trade and learn. Peace lived in Darpur, but the memory of the battle never disappeared. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky orange, Ravi sat under the same tree where he had buried Zafir. He looked at the small stone that marked the grave. Grass had grown around it. Birds chirped above. Ravi took the necklace Zafir's mother had given him and placed it gently on the stone. "I never forgot you," he said quietly. "You showed me something I didn't understand before, that people are not always what they seem." He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. "Maybe I was wrong to trust you. Maybe I was right, but you helped us, even though it cost your life. That means something." Ravi stood up and looked at the hills. Then he whispered one last thing. "Never trust an enemy too quickly, but never close your heart completely." As the wind blew softly and the stars began to appear, Ravi walked back to the village. The night was peaceful. The people slept safely. And in his heart, Ravi carried a story of war, friendship, betrayal, and a strange kind of hope.